Hello and welcome to the Horror House Podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
Hello to the Horror House. What the fuck?
Jeff's like, mute.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Tim.
We're four guys. Now we are four guys that like to talk horror, movies, real life. For pennies a day. You can make it so I don't have to push these buttons and we can pay somebody to do it, and then
It's so fucking loud.
but this week is Jeff pick. Jeff, tell him what your pick is.
I picked the book by Alexei Tolstoy, The Family of the Vourdalak.
Family of Vourdalak. Because Jeff likes us to mispronounce French names. And so here we are again. But thank you.
I think I got at least one of them down really good. Stinky.
That's the one that I know. There's
It's Stanka.
Brochure?
Broger? Sprazier.
I think Gorcha is the only one that I pronounce actually correct.
Gozer?
Jeff, this was your pick. Set us up on what we're going to be talking about tonight.
We're talking about the story behind the movie The Vourdalak. It's called Family of the Vourdalak. It was written by Alexei Tolstoy. So, a lot of notes.
Oh, I thought you was doing
At first, I thought this story was written by Tolstoy.
I did too.
Like the Tolstoy. I was like, what the fuck? Who knew he wrote vampire fanfic in his spare time?
I thought the same thing until the when we did the show for the Vourdalak, and Jeff's like, not that Tolstoy. And I'm like, you mean to tell me that there's another one? Not only is there's another one, it's another one in that same goddamn period that's very similar in age. They died like 20 years apart. I mean, it's pretty close. Like, what are the odds? But yeah, me and Dave totally four-wheeled it over where you were going. But continue.
War and Peace and Vampires.
Yeah, he's not related to the other Tolstoys. So he was a Russian aristocrat, and I guess Russian aristocrats wrote in French, so he wrote this story in French.
Okay.
I watched that movie as well when I was good. Aristocat.
Dave, it came out when you were 37.
I was just a child. I'm just a baby.
So to set the story up, there was a vampire hysteria from 1725 to 1735. So this story wasn't written until 1839. It wasn't even published until 1884. And that was released in Russia, and they rewrote it in Russian. And then the French version the original French version didn't appear until the 1950s.
That's crazy.
Like that's
crazy.
That's 100 years. That's 1839 to 1950. That's over 100 years.
And now,
that's
before
crazy.
the Vourdalak, he had another vampire story, correct? That was, I forget the name of it. And it did so. I read something. Maybe I think. Correct me, internet. There was some kind of vampire story. Maybe The Vampire, it was the name. He wrote it, and it did so poorly, he didn't even want to release The Family of the Vourdalak afterwards, which is part of why it was so removed, kind of from his lifetime, which is crazy. It's crazy. And I think by and large, from what I've read, Family of the Vourdalak is by far the better story. And yeah.
There was also a vampire craze around 2008. Vampires and werewolves and teenage girls. Kind of very similar to the.
I have a great picture of me in a Borders bookstore, and it was a bookshelf said teen nonfiction, and it was all the Twilight books. And I was like, I took a picture of it and posted on Facebook. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? I'm like, do you not know what nonfiction means?
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted that picture like a long time ago on Facebook. I was like, holy shit. I think I posted, I was like, this is what's wrong with the world today.
And no wonder there's no Borders anymore.
Right. Thank God they shut down.
Wow, thanks, Tim. That's the only place I could buy Fangoria. That's so cool of you.
Get me shut down. That's the reason we have open borders.
Closed borders.
No borders.
But yeah, that's the Vampire Craze of 2008 was a wild time.
I gotta say, bourbon cream leaves like a residue in the glass that is it's a little thick.
Thick with 3 C's. That is not the cap for that bottle. But yeah, so do we want to jump into this?
Yeah, let's talk.
All right.
Let's talk.
One more note is that vampires, as is referred, werewolves and vampires used to be one thing. So, in the story, when they try to kill Gorcha with a stake through his heart, as you normally would with a vampire or other things that are attributed to werewolves as well, that might pop up because they used to be like just one thing, and then over the years they kind of split them to 2 separate kind of things.
Interesting. I did not know that.
I've also
so
heard...
lycanthropy and I wonder if like lycanthropy and vampirism had like one word in Russian, Slovakian, French, or something like that. Like if the word vampire, like we know it as vampirism and lycanthropy, right, in English, but I wonder if they have different, if they have a single word for that in those languages. That's curious. I'm actually going to go look that up.
By the way, I think it's fair to say, because it is a worthwhile thing to discuss, Horror Babble, which is, I didn't realize was Rue Morgue's kind of venture into that arena. And I've never read Rue Morgue. I've been very interested in them for a long time, but like they're like, you can't get the print. Like Tim closed all the borders down. I can't get shit.
Thanks, Tim.
But Rue Morgue is essentially also I when I went into this, I accidentally got into Horror Bubbles and got into a totally different kind of arena, which was great. But I was like, where's this story? But it was great, and you can go listen to it right now on YouTube if you want to listen to it as we talk about it. So there you go.
Or better idea, listen to us talk about it.
So, just so you guys know, lycanthropus is Greek, and it's a much older word
you.
than vampire. Thank you. And in Slavic, it was upir, UPIR. That was like the word for vampire. It didn't really come around until
Very much like umpire.
1800s.
Maybe
So-
umpires are vampires. I wonder everybody at a baseball game hates them.
On pier is the Slavic. It's an old Slavic and Turkic word.
We're making connections here. Yeah.
I'm just
Umpire.
I find that very interesting.
Umpire is the original word for vampire. Umpire. And the Twilight series tells us that vampires like to play baseball. It's all coming together. It's all a big conspiracy.
That's a Mad TV sketch, Dave. They did a sketch where they were it was Buffy the Umpire Slayer.
Are you fucking
The
serious? Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. And the umpire's like, 1 ball, 2 strikes,
I knew all I needed to know about Twilight. Somebody, a coworker, tried to talk. No, you'll really like it. You like horror movies. You'll like Twilight movie. I'm like, I don't think that's a horror movie. No, you'll really like it.
I've fought with
Okay,
Dave.
tell me.
With Dave for a few years as Robert Pattinson was going to become the next Batman, and I'm like,
Yes, I
promise
had
you,
no
he's
faith.
not just Twilight. And Dave's like, well, whatever you
I don't know.
say, whatever you say.
I argued with this coworker, and I was like, okay, tell me the plot of the movie. And she gets to the baseball thing, and she's like, baseball, and they hit the ball so hard, that's where the thunder comes from. I'm like, is this written for Greek children? 5,000 years ago?
Are these Viking children looking at Thor?
What the fuck?
All right. Let's correct course.
Yeah. Back to the
I do
Umpire.
not have to work tomorrow. I don't know if I said that.
I'm gonna have to work to be alive.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up with a small child.
I have to get up and make buffalo chicken dip.
And then you guys are gonna have to raise a 42-year-old child through the rest of the day. Jeff, guide us. You're the only one that has any inhibition still left. You gotta take the reins and be the man right now.
All right. So the story opens in 1815 Vienna. It's the Congress of Vienna. It's like at the end of it. So like all these politicians and stuff are there, and they're getting ready to leave Vienna, go back to their homes. But there was a group of people who were kind of staggering around, and he became one of those people that we would just kind of every few weeks go to a chateau, and they would sit around and tell stories. They weren't allowed to talk about politics since that's what they were there for in the first place. So it's kind of like how the whole Mary Shelley, Byron, how Frankenstein got wrote, how the vampire got wrote, kind of thing, where they're all just sitting around telling stories. They tell stories about their homeland,
We should do an episode this summer where we just sit around a campfire and tell ghost stories. And
Yeah.
fucking film.
I can't wait.
I did like the beginning of this was really good. Like this part that he's talking about, at least the narration and the version that we listened to, very akin to the thing that Jeff had me listen to when I very first started with you guys, which was the Cask of Amontillado. The voice, the dialect of this gentleman that's reading this story is really nice. It's pretty pristine, and it's easy to listen to. But the thing that was fun was the fact that when he was talking about this, when he was telling it from the point of view of the first, I forget his name now, but the first person who is, as you'll hear through this story, is like the horniest old man ever. He's just so horny in this book. It's insane. Like
He's in love with Stinky and the line on her head. What kind of fucking line did she have on her head?
The line on her head that he's only ever seen on one other woman's head. And I'm like,
right.
What are you
Is
cooking
she a
with?
rhinoceros?
Oh my god, that line on her head, dude. Like, could you imagine, like, being to your bros, like, I met this girl. Zoom in on me real quick. I met this girl. She was so beautiful. She had a line across her forehead that you wouldn't believe. Oh my god. And then I asked her to, I told her that I loved her more than my soul and my salvation.
After
And she
saying,
still didn't believe me.
Basically, he's like, I'll go to hell to fuck you, is what he says.
after he says, I don't fall in love easy, but this line, it's something else.
But his narration when he speaks, not just when he's speaking as the main character, he takes on a slightly different tone than when he's like narrating the scenes, which I thought was really I really liked. So, but when they're talking about these ghost stories, and then he's like, "No, gentlemen, I feel that you have never once dealt with any of these issues at all, and I will tell you a story that I have dealt with in real life. And sorry, madams, if the measures of my heart, make you feel offended or whatever." And I'm like, this old man is like, sorry, ladies, if this is too sexy. Like, shut the fuck up.
He's pulling an Atkins. He thinks.
Yeah. He thinks he's doing some reverse psychology on him. I'm like, dude, you're not getting cranked tonight, bro.
I totally missed an announcement. I am now reading horror stories, and so on my davebooks.com website, I'm reading a version of this book, but I urbanized it, I modernized the language, and so here's a little expert. Man, this freak with her line on her head, I got super horned up. This poor peasant girl, she really got me raging, man. I didn't need no Viagra or nothing.
I do want to point out that davebooks.com is an audiobook production website. You should absolutely apply to be one of the readers.
If they don't accept you, I will hang myself upside down on stream until they do accept you.
I want to, and I'm just gonna ad lib every fucking book I read for them.
Our audiobook recording process reflects the gold standard of what can be achieved in audio. You are in, bro.
At davebooks.com, we expect the utmost standard of quality reassurance that our books are read to the utmost performance. And Dave is fucking for it.
He's in there.
Look,
davebooks.com.
I would subscribe.
That I read for them.
I would subscribe to a series, Dave, of you reading the back of the book and then just reenacting for like 12 hours what that book actually is.
Making shit.
That would be amazing.
And it's wildly different than what the book actually is.
And the lawyer got up and said, "This Boo Radley dude, he's fucking totally whack, but he did see what went down, and y'all are just some racist motherfuckers up in here." That's my To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, that was definitely that was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Jeff, how you feeling about this? How you feeling about Dave's
my
new?
Boy Boo.
He's got a whole new service thanks to you tonight.
Whatever helps Dave. I mean,
Jeff is like, don't put my name on it.
What bro? He's like, this works for him.
Whatever helps Dave, not me. I am in no way attached to this project.
But Tim said something a little bit ago that I did agree with. Going back to Tolstoy and the Family of The Vourdalak, I was surprised going into this of the style of it, because I'm a Lovecraft fan, and not too long ago was reading some Lovecraft, so like to go into this sort of afterwards. Because I mean, if you've not read Lovecraft, you should know that Lovecraft is basically drenches on bullshit and fucking archaic fucking bullshit, and it's really just a lot of bullshit to try to describe something that he doesn't even describe. And this was not that. This is essentially pretty concise and understandable and digestible, and I was not expecting that. Especially if I was to have known that it was like a Russian thing to be like, we're not popular here, so you're gonna have to ship out your own shit to France and have that translated, and then maybe you'll get successful. Otherwise, hi, poor person. But I thought it was super easy to listen to. It was, compared to Lovecraft, especially, you know, you think of older shit, I do. And I immediately go to Lovecraft, and I'm like, this is kind of so boring and like a mouthful of nonsense. And I love Lovecraft. And that's what it is, what it is. But this was easily, like, I'm like, give me this shit. This is great.
There's
Am I the only one who, as you're listening? Go ahead, Jeff. Don't let me step on you, Jeff. Go ahead.
There's a good piece on YouTube with Alan Moore, who wrote The Watchmen and V for Vendetta and stuff like that. He talks about writing and stuff like that, and he talks. He has a friend or acquaintance that talked about Lovecraft, where he starts describing the undescribable, and then later on he just says it's undescribable.
Just like that.
Yeah, the eldritch horror was too intense to describe. It's like, then I know what you're doing, but at the same time, like, I know what you're doing. Like, come on, brother.
Side note: Alan Moore, some of the best Swamp Thing run of all time.
And fucking Watchmen. I
think we're all fans of Big Blue Penis.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that you could ever be like, Chris, let's go to IMAX see Big Blue Penis, and I would ever say no. The one time Dave asked me, I went. He's never asked me again.
He's batting 100.
Never asked me again.
All right.
I mean, there's no
it's not blue. In 28 years later, it's not blue, but it's big and it's penis. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, talk about penises.
I may be
I
crazy.
thought you were going whole Clark Kent on us.
I can do that, though.
So
We'll wait for it.
Speaking of the book,
I can go reverse Clark Kent.
The divergence from the movie that we watched and this story happens pretty quick in the story, because there's two small children in the house as opposed to just the one. So that's the kind of the major divergence. And also the creature is not as crazy as the Muppet that was in the movie. The Muppet is awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's not as crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like of the 2024 Nosferatu Dracula, where Count Orlok, where he's more less
really
like
is.
the old Orlok, like the movie was,
Right.
and the story is actually
Salem
more like
Slot vibes, man. Because the way he described the Vourdalak looking in through the windows and stuff like that, I've really got some Salem Slot vibes too. So it's kind of creepy.
I like how to me it seemed like the main character everyone in the house knew what was going on. They were all like well aware that this dude is a Vourdalak, like trying to protect themselves, trying to keep their children away from him, all that stuff. They didn't want to kill him, but they knew.
What the fuck?
I think Dave is going pee. But they all definitely knew that like he was a Vourdalak, but they didn't want to kill him. And then
Right.
he didn't really understand what was going on, right? So like the dude's like in his window or whatever, and he's scared, but he's not really mentioning it or anything.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is seeming really sad and kind of defeated the entire time because they all know that he's a Vourdalak. It's a really weird... It's weird to see like the characters acting as if they know what's happening, and the main character just being like kind of clueless in the whole thing. It's a weird take.
To preempt you just a little bit, you know, when before that, when we get the Gorcha, we get his note to the family of like, I think in this he said 10 days, but in the movie I want to say it was 7 days.
6 or 7, yeah.
6 days in the movie.
Wow, and you know, I mean, I still think that is a super cool vampire premise. Like, if I'm not back in this time frame, then I'm not back. I think that's so cool. But in this,
when I show up after it, then I'm a vampire. So
yeah, and then they don't want to believe it, which is super understandable, right? Like, I mean, I get it. But in this, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember it from the movie, but in this, he mentions that. In Bosnia and Hungary, there are entire villages of Vourdalak, which is bananas to think about. And
they believe there to be.
Believe there to be,
yeah.
Yes. And I think that's one of my favorite things of the difference between the movie to this is like, if they gave me a little bit of that in the movie, just be like, in some other villages, there's whole villages of Vourdalaks. I mean, I kind of want a Vourdalak too, where a whole village of Muppets come out running and just being like, no, I'm joking, but I do love the idea of that. Like, because it's not. I feel like in the movie it's more of just like your family is what they're delivering on, but in this it says like family and close friends. So I mean, close friends, like that Venn diagram like overlaps other people's diagrams, and then all of a sudden you get a whole village of Vourdalaks, and I love that idea where it's like, I'm safe, you're not safe, fuck you, and then, you know, all of a sudden your Venn diagram is like fucked anyway, and you're like, okay, I tried to be a Republican and it just didn't work out for me. So
I feel like it kind of explains it in the movie where how Gorcha kind of falls in love with the Marquis, and then they have sex. So like close friends, he's there for a few days. He becomes close with the family. Now he's a close friend. Now that he can drink his blood.
Right.
This is an element in Guillermo del Toro's The Strain too. When they first turn, their first instinct is to go home to find their family and turn their family and close friends. And then after they are turned, as they progress through these kind of fucking stages, then they become more... they kind of mostly stay puppets or hive-mindish. But the main vampire they call the Master in The Strain, he has the ability to kind of give them free will. So, and he does that strategically, because it's like when he turns on their free will, then they actually become better soldiers in the fight. So, very cool. Very cool. And he makes mention of Vourdalak and Strigoi, which are two of the old names for the vampires. Sorry, I had to leave and get some Dr. Pepper.
Jeff, I'm going to send it back to you real quick, but there was one joke. It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke, Jeff. I'm going to send it back to you big time. You could guide us wherever you want after this, but I have to let it be known. There's one point where Fuck, I listened to the audiobook and I don't remember how to pronounce this guy's name. Is how drunk I am right now. Darude Sandstorm beats his children was probably not supposed to be funny. Especially in that time.
When they said he pounds the one child and then pounds the next one.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't supposed to be meant as funny or any kind of humorous. But looking back on it now, that is kind of what I'm picking up on it as a goof man myself, as an internet clown. Is when the one child goes, when is Grandpa coming back? And he's like, whap. And he's like, "Paul, can we not speak of Grandpa?" And he's like, "Whap!" And I'm like, "Okay. This isn't supposed to be funny, but that kills me. That kills me as an internet clown."
Internet, make note. Chris finds child abuse funny.
I do. Go watch Superman 1978. Christopher Reeves. When he saves the cat from the tree and gives it back to the little girl, she's like, "Thank you." She runs back inside and she's like, "Mama, guy from the sky gave me the cat back." And she's like, "Shut up, you little fucking bitch." I mean, she didn't say you little fucking bitch, but she's like, "Quit lying." But this very much reminded me of that. I'm sure he wasn't probably trying to go for that, but it still kind of put me in that idea space of like, quit being a fucking lying child. But Papa, I said shut up.
There's a reason though why he slapped them though. It is funny because
they do. There's a more reason though.
It's because if they mention the name or
is there? Oh,
yeah. There's a lore reason they describe in the book.
They don't want to talk about if they think that a family member has become a Vourdalak, they don't want to mention them like personally, or they don't want to mention their name. So that's why George in this story, they call him George, slaps his children. It's because they're saying Grandpa, and he's starting to call his dad the old man. So he's like, "Oh," one child's like, "Where's Grandpa?" You're like, "Bam!"
Fair enough. I missed that.
Bring it back to life.
Yeah, because they mention it like that the lore of the Serbian people is that if you mention their name, it calls them from the grave.
Oh. I completely missed that.
Shows up, yeah. When he shows up, it's like, "Well, we don't know if it's been 10 days or not."
Kind of seems like another thing that Nosferatu 2024 was calling back to, because the idea that Lily Rose Depp called the Nosferatu out of his grave. So it's a great movie, Chris.
I'm Lily Rose Depp.
That's Nick Frost.
Let me see your own face.
Continue. Go on.
Oh, I did, want to make mention of the fact that as we progress through the story, there's always a pause, and then he's like, "And I can't stop thinking of Stenka, and my love for her grows." And then, 10 minutes later, "And my love continued to grow for Stenka." And 10 minutes later, "And my love continued to grow for Stenka." It's like, okay, dude, we get it. You're bricked up. You want her. We understand.
Dave, sing Arms of an Angel real quick. If you want to get in that Stenka, all you got to do is go to russia.ru and you can be... I'm just kidding. Is that maybe
5 seconds?
I
All I need. We get it, man.
Yeah, he's super into her, and we understand.
I don't think
the version of the storybook I read was sponsored by Cialis, so that was
I thought it was interesting. The part where I think I briefly talked about it earlier, where he's like, "I'll give you, I love you more." Like, how long has he been with Stinka at this point? Like a couple days, maybe. And he's like, "I love you more than my soul and my salvation." And I'm like, that is so desperate, brother. You have got to calm down just a little bit.
Especially when, like, 20 minutes earlier, he was like, "And I thought of the Duchess that night and several of other women, if I'm being honest." It's like, okay, dude. Okay.
But
you're just a whore.
And I think he is. I think he is, as best as he can be, as best as he tries to be.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I was it took my attention, because I'm like, he's saying these things, and I'm like, wow, he is so dried up. He's trying to get whatever he can get. But when he comes back in that final act, and he meets Stinka again, and she's like, I love you with my soul, myself. I love you more than my salvation and stuff. I'm like, I remember that because it was so absurd the first time, which is so perfect. It truly is. And I feel like that's so on purpose, because who says that as their first, like, can I get up in that?
He's so horned up when he first goes back to the compound. He doesn't even take time to take the saddle off the horse. He's like, deal with it. I'm getting fucking lucky.
I heard somebody's name here was Stinky.
I'm here to get stinky.
Jeff's gonna kill all of us for derailing his thing, but I thought that was great. I really thought that was great writing, because it was so heavy. Like, I love you more than I love fucking the stars and the moon. And then it comes back, and you're like, oh, that was for a reason, to, like, assign you to that idea of that, so you know that's being, brought back. I thought that was really great writing. Writing.
The Marquis is kind of a liar, though, because he's like, I love you more than life itself. And then she's like, join me in eternal life. He's like, what? No!
I'm not looking for a committed thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have a love number. You gotta chill.
I love you right now because it's been a while.
So, the first time I listened to this week, I thought, Jeff is not going to like me after this, man. I'm going to shit on this thing so hard. Because I listened to it the first time and I barely remembered anything. But I was multitasking. I mean, there's no visual component here, right? So I was fucking doing shit at the same time. And it wasn't till the last 15 minutes when they're like throwing the fucking kids at him. I'm like, fuck is going on? And so then I had to listen to it a second time. I was much more invested.
That is the biggest thing. Go ahead, Jeff.
It's more than just throwing the kids at him. He staked them with the stake and flung his grandchildren at the earth as he was riding away. One latches onto his horse and he rips it off, and then the other one gets flung past him. The horse tramples him.
We're getting a great reenactment here.
What about in the movie? The father, George's character, he's a lot different in the story versus the movie. In the he's more ready to stake the old man right when he shows up, but in the movie he's more like, no, this is our father.
Yeah, no, he like him and Peter almost switch roles, or Pierre switch roles a little bit, because Pierre's like, no, he's probably not. In the book, he's like, probably not. And then in the movie, Peter's like, I'm gonna put on my best dress and stake this motherfucker. All right, that's what I'm gonna do.
They also talk about the dog in the book or the audio book.
Yeah.
Gives more explanation for dog smelled the rotting meat, and that's why he was barking, and that's why he had to be
Right. Yeah, no, the action in the, it's weird to say the action in the book was better than the action in the movie, by a pretty large margin, honestly.
Sure. And I don't like you guys shitting on the puppet though. That's my favorite part of the fucking.
No,
movie.
I like the puppet. The puppet is dope.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just funny because it is a fucking Muppet. It is. I'm not fucking being rude. I'm not being rude by saying that. It's a fucking Muppet.
What Jim Henson could have done with the Vourdalak.
Dude, if it had been like Kermit and Miss Piggy as George and whatever the wife's name was, but Miss Piggy takes over the
fucking Fozzie's in a dress, and then it's like, you have to kill your dog, Fozzie.
No, Gonzo is definitely Pierre. Gonzo is definitely Pierre.
Nobody's name is Pierre, Tim. It's Pietor. And then in the book, come on, put your glasses on. Read Russian like a proper person. Because that's...
yeah. The dad, the not Vourdalak dad, not the later Vourdalak dad,
Darude Sandstorm,
is the Swedish chef.
There you go. Yes, with a mustache.
Don't say your grandfather's name. What?
Hits it with a frying pan or a fish. Doesn't he usually hit people with a fish?
A fish would be hot.
It's lower down.
Yes. Fish would be hot.
Stanka is Miss Piggy, and so the Marquis has to be Kermit for their love story to work.
Oh hell, I mean, it'd be great. It totally would work.
The Muppets, the Vourdalak. We need to make this stop motion film.
God damn, it'd be hot. Are they dangerous enough? Are they cool enough? I don't know. Jeff, get in touch with them. You can go to jeff.vourdalak.com.
You can find the link on davesbooks.com.
I'm fucking sued by Dave's Books or davebooks.com.
They're like, we've never had so much exposure. One person?
There's 8 clicks. I've gone there. I've seen it. The website looks like it was made in 1998.
By Dave? By Dave?
By Dave. Yeah, davebooks.com. It is.
So,
it is a
I was wondering, the differences, obviously, we're going to have to get to this point, from the Vourdalak that we watched from 2024 or 2023?
2023.
2023. What are the big differences that you guys have noticed from the two? For me, to me, the big change is, I mean, obviously, I still will laugh about the Darude Sandstorm smacking his shoulder at the mention of his kids, but I missed that little bit, which makes all the sense. But at the beginning of the movie, we get that monastery meeting of, it's like, don't go there, the Vourdalak and all this. We don't get that moment until the beginning of the final act, where he's coming back and he's like, you don't want to go there. And I don't know which one I like more. I think they both serve great purposes in the realm of horror. So, but that to me is one of the big changes, because it brings this kind of also the throwing of the child vampire to him, and he's eating on his horse. I thought it was fucking great. And but this feels more structurally like this was a change. I was like, wow. I don't know which one that I would prefer, but I think it's very cool. And in a way, I feel like, going, reading the book or vice versa, you get that difference. So you can be like, oh, the monastery. He's at the monastery. He's talking to this guy. Whichever version you're watching, you get that. You're like, oh, it's at the beginning. Oh, it's kind of at the end. to get that kind of a difference. I thought that was very interesting that it was able to be what it was. It can be the beginning of the movie. It can be this beginning of the final act. I thought that was a cool idea that they kind of put on its head. Like we're going to start the movie with that. And that, I think that was my
I think it makes more sense in the book with it being later, that warning coming later, because if you get the warning first, you fall in love with Stinky, but if you're already in love with Stinky, you get the warning. It's like, yeah, she's probably like, this is probably a bad idea, but I'm ready to go. I got a pocket full of magnums.
But in the movie, when it's at the beginning, he's like, "There's things in the woods," and then it's like all he finds is
two
people he was going to stay in the first place.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, so
what's gonna happen? Oh wait, he's just supposed to meet them anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a quite a big departure from the book and the movie, and I think that if they would have done like a shot-for-shot remake of the book, of the short story, it would have been a better movie. Honestly, I like if they would have done like Old Man Marquis, you know, in some lavish manner, like drinking wine and telling ghost stories, and then they go to young Marquis and he's going through the woods and he finds this house that he's going to stay in or whatever, and this whole story unfolds as it does in the book. It would have been a better movie, like 100%. So I like the structure of this book. I like the way they did it. I like the coming back after however long it was.
Me too. I think that's the biggest change is him leaving and coming back. We don't get the joke of him in the movie being like, we're gonna get you that horse.
Right.
3 days later, we're like, we're gonna get you that horse, brother. Promise.
And that's the reason that Dave is being very sexual with the spoon right now.
Clean my spoon, man. Bourbon cream on it.
But that's what led me to like believe that like the main character didn't understand what the fuck was going on at first, right? Like gets that it's weird, but doesn't understand because he's not used to the customs and the lore of the region and shit like that. Like he said, he knows enough to get around as far as the language goes, but doesn't know the language. And then so he like just comes back through after he leaves and is like, oh, it's totally fine to stay in this house. And like, I love that. I think that's super fun. If they would have shot that and been like, everyone else is so sallow and sad because daddy's a Vourdalak now, and now we, what do? We can't really kill our dad, but it's not really our dad.
Your grandpa kid, but I'm trying to get some.
Right. But there's that whole thing, and then he leaves and comes back because he again is kind of fucking oblivious, even though it's super obvious. And then they have this whole thing. I think that would have been a really, really fun movie. And keep the fucking Muppets, and then at the end we get an army of Muppets. What the fuck? Why didn't they do that? They didn't have enough latex. That's what it was. Didn't have the budget for the latex.
One that sails past him, I just see it like arms flailing as the spear with the child on it goes by.
He's like, he's biting on my fucking horse. Could you imagine fucking Kermit being like, hey Fozzie, he's biting on my fucking horse? Like, obviously that's not a Kermit impression, but
yeah, like, rip for the horse. Does the horse come back as a Vourdalak?
That's what I'm getting ready to say. If that happened, I'd want to see a Muppet fucking horse Vourdalak, because that'd be fucking amazing.
You got your work cut out for you.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I feel like anything bitten by that.
I'm going to feed that to ChatGPT. I'm going to feed a picture of the Vourdalak from the movie and be like, make this into a horse and see
give it back to Papa Whorehouse at whorehouse.com, and we'll circle back around next week and we'll see. I don't think every AI generated art is slop. I don't think every AI generated anything is slop. I think it's human trained what it is.
Sure it steals a little bit here or there, but everything we've talked about this on the podcast, especially the first 2 years.
I think we're gonna have
seasons we talked about like everything comes from somewhere.
Yeah. I love
Inception's not real.
I love to talk about AI ideas and taking over the world. Harlan Ellison, I have no mouth, but I must scream. I think is a great story. Stuff like that.
Always give the
an overarching.
Give
Yeah, I think that'd be a great thing for us to circle back on. But I feel like we're getting down to it. Jeff, I want you to be the final word, man. Anything else you want us to touch on, joke about, tickle the Vourdalaks of
with consent.
With consent. Good call, Dave. Good call.
Thank you. Bros helping bros.
Hell fucking yeah.
Stay safe.
We were a little bit off, but that felt perfect.
So some good parts in the story, I thought, where it says where Duluth is sleeping in this bed, and he knows that Gorge is watching him, even though he's asleep.
Right.
And it says, that he could see Gorcha in the doorway, but he couldn't see him. He could feel him. It's like, oh, all right. So you could see him. No, you couldn't see him in the doorway come in, but you could feel him. Then he starts walking like a wolf towards him, and it's like, but you just said you couldn't see him.
That's a little bit Lovecraft. It's like he couldn't see it, but he could feel it. Yeah.
Little unreliable narrator in there.
Yeah. Which, I mean, especially in that time, I guess you kind of have to give it to him, because could you imagine being an audience member of that time and reading that? Is the only way that I could defend it, I suppose, in a way, is be like, oh my god, he couldn't even imagine it. Does it make sense now? Yeah, it does, but at the time, you're like, the horror had no face, and you're like, oh my god, what if I killed myself right now and just didn't exist? I would love that.
Like Jesus?
It's so different times that, I mean, you kind of have to give it that thought, where we are. Yeah. We almost are in that way in certain movies of the time of man, people were crazy, losing their minds about Frankenstein of the Universal Frankenstein. Now it's kind of you could debate that it's hokey or whatever, but it's not. It's absolutely not.
Fight somebody over that.
I would punch somebody in the fucking dick throat. I'd be like, and that's what you get. That's what you get, and that's what you deserve. Jeff knows. And I would do that for the Family of The Vourdalak. I think this is a better story for Dracula. It's a little bit. It's kind of what artistry is like, oh, you did this thing that you think is so great, and now this other thing that you're like, it's okay, it's a kind of okay, I don't know. And
what was the year for this?
1839.
What was the year for the written Dracula Bram Stoker?
Oh, I don't know that.
That's why I want to compare the two.
But there's the Bram Stoker's Dracula, and then there's Tolstoy's The Vampire. The Vampire. And I can understand that, where it's like, oh, this one thing was not up to the public scrutiny, the snuff of the public. And he's like, well, I guess this is, fuck this shit. It fucking sucks. It's like you are so creative. I love the idea of the Vourdalak and the village what they did. There you go. Hold on.
It's the Dracula is what I'm currently reading. So, nerd.
They didn't hold up the thing for visuality, so there you go. That's so cool. But the Serbian
1897 vampire, original.
That's so old, bitch. That's so old. The Vourdalak's so much younger than that. I mean, younger.
No, it's older than that.
I mean, younger in the
60
positive
years
way.
Younger.
Yeah, like the other way. The other way. Younger means better. Younger means better. Older. Jeff knows. Get him, Jeff. Jeff, I'm so tequila drunk, I can't read.
Jeff, explain it to us.
Help me,
I almost bought tequila. Tonight, but I went with the bourbon cream.
That's Dave's fault. Tell him way to run with demons in hell.
Okay, you can't drive to the devil's house.
I don't know where the devil lives.
There's another part in the story where
keep going, Jeff. I need you to go through so I can drink 3 more drinks.
It's
Gorcha talking to his grandson. He's inside his room, and Gorcha's outside the window of his grandson, and he's tapping on the window, and before he figures out he's locked in the room, it says he bangs his fist on the partition, waking up 7 sleepers, but not the family. So there's other people sleeping at this house.
Okay.
That are not in the story at all. Not involved with whatever.
Was Gorcha a swinger?
Maybe.
Could have been.
The Marquis definitely was. If you guys look at the Twitch chat, by the way, I gave you the horse Vourdalak.
A breeze with the moment of the podcast.
I'm not your father anymore. Could he say it? Could he say it like that? That's what if there was ever a story that we could come across that was concise enough that we can all be a part of in the dramatic reading of, and imagine we get to a point of that story where one of us is like, "You're not my horse father." How do we continue from there and keep it on the level?
Okay, so what I say, we read a story, just table read. We each take a character and we get drunk while we do it, and no fucking editing.
I love that, but I mean,
you can't read it. You have to give your translation of what your part says.
Okay, hold that thought.
As you're trying to read it.
You're trying to read it.
All right, let's finish the Vourdalak and come back to that and see if that's thanks, I hate it. Well, I hate your grandpa. That's fucked up. We agree.
Clover. What the fuck is up with Clover? Thanks, I hate it. What are you talking about? And hearts. She said hearts, or he said hearts.
It's the imager mission. The image.
So let's. We don't. This is a spotlight kind of episode. This is Jeff's get in there. Let's get final words to Jeff. Any other questions you want to give to Jeff? I mean, get in there.
Which one did you? I honestly am curious. Did you like the movie or the book better? Jeff, get it.
I like them both. They were their own separate thing. I feel like.
Way to cop out. Way to fucking cop out, Jeff. Give us an answer.
I agree absolutely with Jeff.
You can like them both, but one is better than the other.
Where the book does not But
if you've watched the movie, you can imagine the Muppet in the book.
That's how
Which I did.
That's how I do.
Which I did.
Yes.
Damn.
of course,
Yes. Whenever, like, I'm picturing Stinky, I'm picturing Bert,
Stinker! Stinker!
But like from a story standpoint, which one did you like more?
I would say the actual story, the original. The ending, I feel like is a lot better. It's where
is that? Are we universal? Are we unanimous on that?
I think the story of the book is better.
So,
he leaves for like 6 months or something, and then comes back the same way, and it says that he does not remember. He wasn't even thinking about the family anymore, you know. And Stanka's like
that sweet
away from his
Stinky.
bride. I wasn't even thinking about her, you know.
He's like, I wanted to jerk off so bad, and she had a line on her forehead. She had one
His
line
dick
on her
was like
forehead.
a dowsing rod. He
Yeah.
didn't even mean to go back. His dick was a dowsing rod dragging him that direction.
He was a horny motherfucker.
In both
He went
versions.
to-
In both versions.
He went to the mom, they were ringing the bell,
Oh,
and then the
bitch.
mom's like, "Don't go into town. It's full of Vourdalaks." It's like, "Okay, I'm going to town."
Yeah, but are they ready to go?
Sleep in Stanka's bed.
It's a bunch of vampires. Yeah, but are they ready to go?
Yeah, they got lines on their foreheads.
I hated the character in the movie, and I hate him even more in the book. He's such a dumbass. Just a horny dumbass.
I think I liked him better in the book, though. I think I
agree.
did.
I think I agree.
I know he's totally fucking driven by his fucking sexual urges. Shit, I'm
Organe.
Origins, urges.
Origins.
That was a hopscotch to a word.
Hopscotch to a word.
I don't even know what that means.
It means it was a leap and a jump and a half of a syllable, and basically
you got there.
The French.
You're speaking French.
We called him Frenchie for the last episode, and we've not called him Frenchie once this episode. I'm right there. It's like, oh my god, I've never seen such a forehead wrinkle, and he's like, shitting his wrenches.
You think it was a unibrow? Did she have a fucking unibrow?
Maybe
that could be it. It could be a unibrow. The line across the forehead. It could be a unibrow. That's amazing.
What, so is he in love with Anthony Davis?
Who the fuck is
that? He's a NBA player.
I think he's in love with Frida Kahlo.
Center.
With Frida Kahlo.
Oh, the fucking
artist.
define a generation to the. I don't think he's that not horny. He needs a little bit of every.
He'd be totally hot for Frida Kahlo. I kind of heard her. I don't know her personally.
We're totally still in the four from Jeff, and fans should rightfully call us out on it. He's like, "Wow, you guys you're so far off," and Jeff is being so legitimate, and you guys are being so rude.
No, I asked him a legitimate question, and then we went off on a tangent, as we do. I asked a legitimate question.
I did not take us on a tangent. Hard Truth Bourbon Cream took us on a tangent.
You mean Old Road? What was the fucking the rum from that fucking the mermaid movie?
Yes.
Was it Old Road?
Old Road rum?
Yeah.
Salty Pussy Collins? I don't know. I mean, we can call it what we want. But
I was actually looking for rum tonight when I came across this and thought, oh, that'll be good.
Who looks for that?
And it was. It was. It was really good. Hard Truth, distilled in Indiana, wherever that is.
I think it's next to Pakistan.
All right, Jeff. Let's throw it back to Jeff.
Yeah, final thoughts.
Jeff, we're throwing it back to you. Final thoughts. Draw us back into a fucking lava center that we're gonna compact and throw out to the fucking universe. Like, what? Why did this come? Why the movie? Why the book? together, and then why the whorehouse? Give it. Hey, this is all you, brother. You and that beautiful beard, that beautiful, luscious head of hair. Go ahead. I'm just going to talk sexually to you while you try to do this.
Don't do that. Let him talk.
Wait, what if I? What if I?
What?
Benny will track you down.
No, she won't. Me and Jenny are friends. Look at that head of hair. I'm just joking. Go ahead. Jenny, don't come for me. We're on the same side.
I picked the movie because it looked, it was very campy. It looked very fun. And then I was just kind of curious about, like, oh, was this a story? And then found, an audiobook done by a podcast. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, and I listened to it. And I was like, just some of the stuff from the story fit in with the movie. And of course, they changed a lot of things in it. But I was just like, oh, this would be interesting to do as one of our spotlight episodes. We always do movies or different stuff. So this is kind of a different thing we haven't done yet. So,
and we kind of went vampire.
Yeah, we did.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
It all fits together.
So I'm curious, Jeff. In what order did you discover these? So, like, had you seen the movie and heard the story before you picked them? Did you watch one before the other? Like, give us the timeline here.
Yeah, I'd seen like a picture of it online, and I was curious about it. So then I rented it and watched it, and then I looked up. I was trying to figure out, was it based off of a story? And then I found that it was. So then I was searching for it, and then I found the Horror Babble podcast, which he reads a translation that you can find online for free of the story. And I thought, well, this would be like a great, good, something different to do for one of our spotlight episodes. So.
I gotta admit, I do love when we take a similar story or same story that are done different ways and kind of look and compare and contrast. So
yeah,
I love a good podcast. I don't listen to ours. I love a fucking good podcast, man.
Okay, the fucking connotation of the tone, it fucking fucks this up real bad.
I don't subscribe to our newsletter. I don't subscribe to our newsletter or nothing.
Wow.
But I do love a good podcast. But I was very fucking skeptical. But I was not as skeptical as Stella. As she was like, what are you doing this week? I said, this Horror Babble podcast reads a story. And she's like, the fuck you are? You are not promoting another podcast on your podcast. I was like, it's not a podcast. They just read stories. You will not! You hear me?
I hear you.
Oh.
And now he owns DaveBooks.com. So
And now I go to DaveBooks.com.
It all worked out.
Coming up.
I love the puppet of the Vourdalak in the movie. I did on the second listen, and mostly that was because of my ADHD. On the second listen, when I was actually invested in the story, I thought it was better. Although every character I'm picturing the actors from the movie.
Yeah,
so
same. Yeah. No, the story is just a better story.
But are you picturing the actors from this?
Absolutely.
What we've
Absolutely.
seen, which is
and the puppet. I pictured the puppet fucking everything.
And then at the end, when it's all
Vourdalaks,
I'm like,
there you go.
I don't know what they all look like because I never saw Gorcha in real life.
Wow,
but,
puppets never gave me a boner, but here we are. So I don't know what to do with this.
Puppets never gave you a boner? Am I the only one?
Listen.
Have you ever seen Miss Piggy in bondage gear?
Not
what the fuck are we talking?
Not mostly.
Tangent.
Jeff.
I said too much.
Jeff, as the quiet quarter of the horror house.
Corridor.
The quiet quarter.
Yeah, that is, if I can be held you that such title. You are the quiet quarter of the four of us.
English?
Quiet quarter? I think that's mostly English.
You said some other shit there.
That's because you're not existent, Dave. We're gonna blame Dave.
The quiet third now, Jeff.
Yeah, as the quiet
Dave's gone forever.
Third. Look at that bald spot. It's better than mine. I wish I could. I'd kill myself for that. I'd kill myself for that. Let's give. We so choke out Jeff in these moments. Let's give Jeff the final word of the Vourdalak, the meat of it. Why did you choose this? Why these two things? Let us speak to us, man. Give us your piece. Look at them eyebrows, so sexy.
It's all good.
I'm joking. You know, I'm joking.
Just adding culture into our podcast. That's all.
Oh, he's ready. I'm ready to go. Let's go. What's up? What?
Got Chris and Dave with our.
Okay, oh, Chris turns off now.
Got it out of my system.
Oh, okay.
Let's bring her to a close, Dave.
What was your last question, Dave?
Dave.
I have to pee so bad I may explode in a
Go
shower.
pee. You have
That's not a question.
Go. I'm gonna block you out, and if you don't pee in this time frame, it's your own fault.
I have one last.
Show.
I
won't go pee, brother.
Jeff, I have one last question. I have to pee so bad.
Woo.
Jeff, I have one more question.
Woo.
JFK was an inside job.
True.
Jeff, I have one more question. Elon Musk is a douche. Jeff, I have one more question. Just saying I have one more question and then saying statements is my new thing now.
I love that.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Where do you stand on vampire lore? Like, what do you like in your vampire lore? What do you not like in vampire lore? It's kind of all over the place.
It is. It's just, I guess it really depends on who the writer is, or writers or stuff like that. Like it's
so you're writing your vampire story. Do you like vampire can turn into a cloud of fog?
I mean, I guess if it's you utilize it in the story. I mean,
vampire can turn into a swarm of bats, or AKA summon a swarm of bats. Do you like your vampire more bat-ish or more human-ish?
More human-ish.
Okay.
It gives
Did
you
you watch
that,
Last Voyage?
Yes.
Did you watch Last Voyage? Because that dude was badish. I thought it looked pretty badass.
It was
ready to marry him.
And then watching Nosferatu 2024 and how they both really feel like the same kind of thing, you know. It's like, oh, this is what happened on the voyage over.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have strong opinions on this. You guys can't see me, but I have strong opinions on vampires. I think they should be very human, absolutely have a weakness to sunlight, but I think that their main draw is their allure and their illusion magic. So I don't think they necessarily turn into mist. I think they create mist to hide their escape. I like that more. Like they're like Batman. Like they throw down a smoke bomb. They throw down a smoke bomb and they disappear. Yeah.
It's like, I got you now, Dracula. Smoke bomb. Boom.
I think it could go either way, honestly. I think that either way it works. They could cloud their minds to where they see mist, even though the mist isn't really there, and they kind of just walk away, or they just create mist. I like the idea that it's an illusion, though. It's not real mist, right? But I like that, and then they have the obvious charm ability where they they look at them in the eyes and they can basically turn them into mind slaves. I love that. I love that lore. I like the seductive illusionist more than the monster vampire lore, because I think it's more fun, because when you turn them into a monster, it makes them, they still are a monster, but it makes them seem more one-minded, like they're only after blood, they're only after, like 30 Days of Night vampire. I fucking love 30 Days of Night. I think it's a great movie. That's my least favorite kind of vampire, though.
You better say that, or I will come to your...
I saw that in theaters, dude. I fucking love that movie.
Great premise.
Yeah, I love it. They come into the Alaskan town and everything, but that's my least favorite kind of vampire.
As an RPGer, did you ever play or really get into Vampire the Masquerade?
I live LARPed Vampire the Masquerade.
You just earned another cool point, Tim.
My character owned Fogo de I played in a LARP for 4 weeks. My character owned Fogo de Chao in downtown Indianapolis. We were a group of vampires in Indy, and whenever we met for the live LARP, that was the meeting of the vampires, and so we'd have to write our backstories for what we did during that. It was once every month, so we wrote our backstory for what we did for that month, and then the GMs would either accept it or deny it or change it or talk with you or whatever, and then you'd go back, and that was the meeting of the vampires to discuss what you did over the previous month and shit like that. So I actually live LARP Vampire the Masquerade, and I was a character that owned Fogo de Chao. It was a front for pulling in meat, and some of it was human meat and shit like that. So beautiful. It was it was a cool little thing. So I have played it.
Okay, I can't remember what clan my favorite vampire was, but he was a scientist who had been turned, and keep in mind, I'm playing right when Vampire first came out, so it's like 89, 90 ish. So
shit.
So I gave my vampire was trying to cure a vampire version of AIDS, but he didn't realize he was a vampire.
What's his name?
So
Dr.
Were you the Machiavellian? I think that's the Machiavellian vampires.
Maybe he would kind of black out when he went on his got the blood hunger and stuff like that. So
I played a Ventru vampire, which is the ones that could glamour you with their eyes, and that's how I did my business deals and shit like that. So that's my favorite kind of vampire, is the glamour vampire, the illusionist magic vampire.
I've ever yelled on the show. I might be in trouble. Nerds.
But yeah, no, it's we could all even play a game of Vampire the Masquerade, but Chris looks like he's again. I think we're at the end here. So